Good morning, everyone. This is Sakis Paraskevov, Senior Fundamental Analyst at IronFX Global, bringing you the morning comment for the 16th of December, FOMC meeting, a breath ahead of a possible rate hike. The Fed will take center stage with a much-anticipated policy meeting. Market participants are already aligned behind the first hike in nearly a decade, and the recent flow of economic data offer no reason to hold back. The solid improvement in the labor market, the rise in inflation, and the strong U.S. outlook are the main reasons behind the expected interest rate increase. Moreover, the policymakers want to act now as they fear that if they postpone the first hike, the tightening cycle may not be as gradual as they want. Currently, the market assigns approximately 80% probability of a hike, which gives the impression of a done deal. Therefore, the focus will turn to the dot plot and the pace of the future rate hikes. A lazy rate hike, where the initial hike would be followed by a prolonged pause, could take some of the steam out of USD. On the other hand, an aggressive liftoff path within short intervals could prove very bullish for the greenback. September's median dot showed the initial hike in December and 4 additional hikes next year, compared with the current market pricing, which prices only close to 3 hikes now until year-end 2016. The dots are much more hawkish than market expects. Even if we have a modest downside revision of the dots, the rate path signal could still be more aggressive than the current market expectations. In our view, this still leaves room for short-term yields to increase and hence room for the dollar to strengthen. Nevertheless, along with the new dots, we see the possibility that the statement and Fed Chair Yellen's press conference to indicate a dovish hike. The dollar's reaction will be highly dependent on the signal path of future policy, which we expect to be gradual, as Fed officials mentioned several times. As of today's indicators, the most important release will be the UK employment report from October. The forecast is for the unemployment rate to have remained unchanged, while average weekly earnings are expected to have decelerated. However, earnings are by nature very volatile, and we do not think that a possible slowdown is a sign of weakness. Given that the UK had a negative inflation for the same month, real wage growth is still strong. Therefore, a solid jobs report could support the British pound. From Europe, we get the preliminary manufacturing and service sector PMI data for September from several European countries and the Eurozone as a whole. All the indices are forecast to remain unchanged or decline, with the only exception being the German manufacturing PMI, where expectations are for a marginal increase. A decline in most preliminary PMI indices could weaken the bloc's common currency, at least temporarily. Eurozone's final CPI data for November are also being released. As usual, the final figure is expected to confirm the preliminary estimate, thus the market reaction could be muted. In the US, besides the FOMC meeting, housing starts are forecast to have increased, while the more forward-looking building permits are expected to have declined slightly in November. The industrial production data also for November are forecast to show a decline, but at a slower pace than previously. The US preliminary market manufacturing PMI for December is coming out as well, but the market generally pays more attention to the ISM manufacturing index. Regardless, investors will most likely look through this data, as the focus will be on the FOMC meeting later in the day. As for the speakers, Fed Chair Janet Yellen holds a press conference following the FOMC decision. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade delivered directly to you. And also, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Sakis Paraskevov, Senior Fundamental Analyst at IronFX Global, wishing you solid trading.